Hello to all, welcome back to this little thing in math we like to call calculus. Last week I mentioned there's something called a derivative. You might have heard of them before, you might not have. Either way, it's about time we took a crack at them, and once we're done, you should be able to tell your friends all about derivatives. I'm sure that's what you talk about with friends. Let's say you were asked to find the equation of a tangent line at x equals 2 on a quadratic equation. What information would you need to solve that? You would need the y-intercept and the slope, but how could you possibly find the slope with only one point given to you? Until now, you would have to take another point on the graph that is extremely close to x equals 2 and use that as your second point. And until Isaac Newton came along and developed the foundations of calculus, that's all anyone could hope to do. Then along came this thing called derivatives, and it changed the mathematical world forever. See, a derivative is the slope at a single point. Using them, you can find the slope of any point on a graph without needing a second point. Now, that might seem useless, but remember what I mentioned at the beginning about finding the equation of a tangent line. Now you can find the slope, and it's just a couple steps away to finding the equation of the entire line. So how exactly do we find a derivative? Well, here is what we call the limit definition of a derivative. It's complicated, and trust me when I say there are much easier and faster ways to finding a derivative than using this. We'll go over each method in the next few weeks, but no matter what method we learn about, it will always be formed from this original equation. But what does this mean? Well, x is the x value of the point we're finding the derivative of. H is the difference between x and the points around x, and this dy over dx is one way we symbolize the derivative. As h, or the difference between the points around x, approaches 0, we'll find the slope at x. Now that's just a basic overview of this equation. We're not even going to do any example problems, as in the next coming weeks, like I said, we're going to be able to do much more, much easier, and much quicker. But take my word for it, it is going to become much easier in these coming weeks. Next week we'll go over how to find the derivative of a constant as well as x to a power. Until next time, keep on learning.